And here we go.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, man. It seems like there's like a Monday every week.
That's right.
I mean, every week it's Monday. At least it starts off that way. Okay, kids, you know what it is today. You know what it is today. Today it's Secrets and Symbols of Rock and Roll. As I show a little love to my sponsors here. Oh, I'm looking at good old Booker King. Don't forget Booker. For those of you in the city, Booker's playing at the bitter end.
On the 11th.
Yeah, on the 11th, Leaker Street, 147 Leaker Street.
With Corey Glover.
Right, with Corey Glover. Is that Benny Harrison playing?
Yeah.
Well, that you got to just go for Benny alone, Benny and Booker, and then of course Corey Glover. So from Living Color, and yeah. That's some guys in that band.
It looks like Chris Chadell survived New York.
Oh, good, Chris. I'm glad. I'm sorry. I was a little late to give you your New York survival, but I realized too that you weren't going to Manhattan, so I figured you would probably survive.
Yeah.
And we're glad you did. So where am I? Here I am. I am in space. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of me and her.
Yeah.
Her and me and her and you. Voyages. I have the Starship Enterprise. I did. I used to play. That was interestingly enough, that was the name of, that's what we used to call the big Chrome Fibes kit. We used to call it the Enterprise.
Well, because you had,
I had the number. I had the
number of these Starship.
yeah, the craft number or whatever, NCC 1701.
The tail number.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, for lack of a better word, it would be the tail number. Chase that tail. So tonight, guys, speaking of tail, feather. Can you fix that? That thing?
Sure.
That thing over there? Distraction.
Meanwhile, Sue is wishing a happy anniversary, 50th birthday.
To who?
Led Zeppelin 4.
Okay. Is Led Zeppelin 4 or are they 50? 50 years ago that came out?
Mm-hmm.
Holy Christmas. 50 years ago. I remember where I was when I heard the first Led Zeppelin album, and I remember where I was when I heard Led Zeppelin 4.
I remember where I was when I heard about Led Zeppelin. The same hallway where I got into trouble in school.
Okay. Well, I was in a car. I was driving my car. I had Larry in the passenger seat, and oh well, another story for another time. Not going to hang on the gloom, but we lost a great friend today, John Bavarian.
John the Hat.
John the Hat.
Big Rat Race fan.
Big Rat Race fan, a major friend from the neighborhood.
From the neighborhood.
Well, from the neighborhood, you know.
From Brooklyn. No, Forest Hills.
Forest Hills.
Yeah.
Land of Leslie.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, you know, cheers, my friend. I'll see you out there. And you know what we say. I'll see you in the future.
See you in the pasture.
I'll have a little pasture for John. There he is. Here's me. And that's all you get.
Yeah.
So, ooh, a little blurry there. That made me dizzy. You know, I have to beam up and down. But today, yes, today, shortly, it's going to be secrets and symbols of rock and roll. It says featuring Brad Congress, and that's only because I was too busy to add Colby Congress, because Colby always has something interesting to chime in on. So that's going to be shortly, 5 or 10 minutes. And then, of course, you can always count on Angus to give us the update for the week. He'll be coming in around, I don't know, 40 minutes from now. And he always has some humor or something. He actually is humor.
He is.
We love Angus. Can't wait to meet him.
Yeah, we've never met Angus in person.
We've never met a lot of
We've
these.
never met Booker.
Never met Booker. Who else have we never met? Never met. I mean, not formally. I don't think we've ever met anybody from Free for All Friday.
No.
I know I've been in the same room with Lenny, but didn't really meet him until he was on the show.
Right.
Joe Castelli, no.
No.
Tom
Jeff
Heinisch,
Seitz,
no.
No.
Jeff Seitz, no.
Mouse, you've been in.
Mouse, I discovered that I ran into her at NAMM. But
you didn't know her.
Yeah, but I didn't really know her. And I,
Right.
you know, so it's going to be interesting. You know, the nice thing is, be interesting to see how tall everybody is.
Booker's tall.
Look, I know Booker's tall.
Yeah.
He's probably taller than me.
And Angus is not.
And Angus is not
Right.
taller than me.
No. We know that.
We do know that. We know that. And but yeah, I mean, that's why we do this. You know, that's why we have this show, so that we can, you know, keep the half the fun of being in a band is hanging out with other people that are in other bands, or going to parties where other people are. You know, you walk in and you see, oh, who's there? Oh, here's this guy from that band, and oh, there's this guy from that band. And I remember, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, years ago, before you, I went.
Before me?
Before you, yeah. Went to was invited to I guess it was Dee Snider's birthday party.
Nope.
Dee
That
from
was a long
Twisted
time
Sister.
ago.
That was a long time ago. Could you send me the link to the show? I am having trouble logging on. Okay, I'm guessing that's Brad.
I think so.
Yes, I will send it, Brad. If I can find it. Anyway, went to Dee's birthday party. He invited us to his birthday party.
Us as
And,
you and your girlfriend, or you and your bandmates?
Me and my girlfriend.
Ah.
My girlfriend of the time. Oh, I gotta find the oh, here we go. Okay. And I bought D. I believe I bought D his first garter belt.
There you go.
Red, one of the stretchy ones, you know.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty cool. I don't know that he ever wore it, but I sent it to him. I
For
forgot.
his birthday.
For his birthday. Yeah, I bought it for him at what was that place? There was we went there. You and I went there. It was
Next to Sam Ash.
yeah, I think it was next to Sam Ash.
I really don't remember. the name of it.
You know, it was something. It was.
It wasn't like a chain. It wasn't like a Frederick's or Hollywood.
No.
We got a new viewer. We've got Marcus from St. Louis.
Hey, Marcus from St. Louis, man. How are you?
And he says it's a great show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We enjoy it, and we enjoy it all the more when new people show up. We get to meet new friends, and so thank you, Marcus, for hanging out with us. I'm kind of waiting to find out if Brad makes the trip here.
Well,
It's
if he doesn't, you know,
no,
we
he
had
will.
an eagle
He.
in our yard the other day.
That's right. Oh, should I show the eagle picture? Well, I'll do it later.
No, Mark, it wasn't Victoria's Secret. It was not one of
No,
the
no, no. It
chains.
was
It
Oh
was in White
God.
Plains.
Well, no, it wasn't. What? In White Plains? No, no, no. That no. In the city, it was like a famous lingerie and gadget place. You know.
I don't think I went there.
Yeah, you went there.
I don't remember.
Where do you think we got that?
Yeah, right.
I know you're such a prude.
I'm not a prude, but I do not remember that.
I forget what it was called, but it was. I don't know. I mean, it was way before Victoria's Secret or any of that. Oh, I'll remember. Well, you know, we'll. Did you get it? It's asking for a meeting, personal ID, or link.
You know what? We've had freaking Ghost in the Machines all day.
Oh, wait a minute. How you should be? It's asking for a. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. That's the. Oh. That's the password. This is the fun about live broadcasting.
Yeah.
It comes out in your text. It's asking for a meeting ID or personal link name. You should be able to just log in on the link I sent you. Angus, are you watching, pal?
No.
He's not?
Mm-mm.
Well, you're fired.
Trash in vaudeville?
No, it wasn't trash in
Sue
vaudeville.
says that. No.
No, that trash in vaudeville was. I actually bought a lot of stage clothes at
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah, and there was religious sex, which was
not sex. It
no.
was. I don't know. It doesn't
It
really
was
matter.
Stage
It was
clothes too.
what?
That was stage clothes also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have some of those
Those
stage
were on
clothes.
St. Mark.
Oh, well, guess who's here? He figured it out.
Fred.
That's right. So let's see. We'll do
The
this.
secrets and symbols of
And
rock
we'll
and
do
roll.
this. He will come in,
Hey.
and we will do this. And there we are.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Little panic there, was it? Little panic?
Well, you know, it happens.
It
Yeah.
does.
It does.
Almost daily around here.
Yeah. So I'm watching you I'm seeing this through the phone, and I have everything articulated through OBS. Will that work somehow?
I hope so. Yeah, it should.
We'll
I
work
mean,
it out.
You can try it if you want. It's everything sounds much better.
Really?
Well, yeah. Didn't we spend all that time working out
Yeah.
the sounds today?
Cell phone right. I'm on my cell phone right now. I'm not on my PC.
Yeah, but your Zoom settings are the same no matter what.
Oh, fascinating. Learn something new every year. I feel so I told you my Achilles heel is technology. No doubt.
Well, yeah, I guess. Okay, I can understand that. But although you're a very knowledgeable guy. So, hey, look who's here.
Hey, so
Hey.
I think we're having technical difficulties. Are you going to be able to show things even?
Well, I've
Find
already
out.
come up with alternatives. Here, let's see if we can start virtual.
Yeah, try it.
I wonder why it's not working.
Well,
I don't know, but I'll tell you this: Colby's voice, after the settings changes that we did today, 100 times better.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
I love improvement.
How are you guys?
Great.
We're good. We're good. I spent the day reading contracts and doing all kinds of showbiz type stuff. And I was hoping, Charlie Calv, if you're out there, let me know whether I can talk about our deal or not. Cool stuff.
Our public awaits.
Yes. We're waiting to hear.
Do you want to
about
try the
eagle.
OBS and see what happens?
So I'm on. I have a virtual camera on,
Right.
and should I put start streaming?
Well, just. Oh, you're not streaming yet? Well, you have to be because you're in the meeting.
Well, that's because again,
We're on the phone.
here this should give a visual.
Okay.
This is the
How
show
come-
tonight.
Wow. How come
Okay.
you didn't? How come you didn't connect with the laptop?
Okay, and that is a really good question because it's not linking up tonight for some reason.
Shut it down and restart it.
I'm in.
Okay, I'll hold the phone.
Yeah, hold the phone.
Watch Brad here.
Yes, this is Panic in action.
Is that a telescope there, astronomy?
Yes.
Okay, and whose underwear is that on the floor? What?
Yeah, Brad, whose underwear is that?
You know, I blush easy.
You can't tell with this phone. You don't know what anybody looks like. Hey, so
Hey.
while Brad is doing this, I will give a shameless plug to Bradley's Jewelers, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. You see how we have it right here. You see, there it is, right there.
Well, let me tell
Shamelessly
you.
plug it.
Well, we spent the entire weekend kringling it up, doing our Christmas kringle at the store this whole weekend. So when we open tomorrow, it will be Christmas and not fall anymore at the store. So it will be Christmas and holidays and Hanukkah and everything else and Kwanzaa and is it Diwali?
I'm not sure, but
That just ended.
That just ended.
And it's actually
Okay, so not
Diwali.
Diwali. You're right. It did just end. I read about it recently. So, but it's holidays and it's
Yes.
super fun. So we're excited. We're excited for the holidays this year.
Hey, Steve, I think I have a solution. Can you
Okay.
send me? You texted me that link. Can
You want
you
me to send
send
you an
me?
email?
Yeah, then we'll be golden.
Well, Colby, I saw on Facebook you guys did a custom piece of jewelry for someone, and it was a rare pink sapphire.
How come I didn't see that?
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a gentleman who, I'm going to do that. We had a gentleman who wanted something very different than a diamond. He came in originally looking for something with color, but he wasn't quite sure what, he wanted. But we kind of narrowed it down and we brought in some beautiful sapphires for him. And he picked this really kind of a reddish purple sapphire, really pretty.
Yeah.
And she said yes, so everyone's happy. Oh, are we
Well,
on?
I want to ask you, since we're doing shameless plugs for Bradley's Jewelers in South Fort Myers. Now what's going to happen here, Brad, is now you're in on two parts of the call.
Right, we're going to shut down. We're going to come along.
Yeah, there you are.
So
And make sure, hang on a second, Cole. Make sure that you have,
the sound turned down.
okay, yeah. Make sure you have original sound on.
Oh, Brad did it.
Well, we collective.
Okay.
Oh.
Ready for a show?
Well, no, because I want to ask you something. You've seen the ad that I do, right, for you guys?
Yeah, of course.
Are those black opals, those earrings?
Might have to show us the ad.
Show me again.
All right, here. No, we got to go through Jason's. I got to get through.
Delicious food.
Delicious corn. Corn.
Hang on, let me get to
I'm gonna
the.
post that.
Oh, that looks so good.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Not those. Not that. Those.
Oh, those are
Yes,
opals.
black opal.
Black opals.
See that?
Yeah.
You want to know how I know that?
How do you know that?
Because John Entwistle's wedding spider, you know how he used to wear those
Yeah.
spiders, was a black opal, and it was like this big.
Yeah.
Wow.
Museum quality, black opal, and he
Those
said,
are worth it.
he said
Those are worth it.
yeah, they are.
They're incredibly rare. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story about the opal itself. It was considered to be the stone that when the gods painted the earth and the sky, the leftover palette colors, they swirled them together and made black opal. So I love black opal.
Okay, well, all right. So this one had to be like the size of a $50, between the size of a quarter and a $50.
Oh, that's
And it was
ridiculous.
polished oval.
Oh,
And he said, you want to see something beautiful? And I said, yeah, sure. And he goes he had a safe, and he goes into the safe. Of course, I know the combination, still do to this day. And he pulls out this thing that he called the wedding spider. wedding spider. And he hands it to me, and I'm looking at it, and I said, what is this? He said, it's a black opal, and it's museum quality, and it's so many, he had all the stats, and I said, it looks like a mood ring.
He didn't like that.
Give it back to me. Anyway,
That's my birthstone.
great.
Well, they
I
are
thought
beautiful.
moon
They are
ring was a
beautiful.
birthstone.
No, opal.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about this. I
yeah,
see the eagle
I
there.
see the eagle.
Yep.
Yeah, well, today's show is based on eagles and how it relates to rock and roll. And believe me, there's a lot to it. In fact, so much that Colby, thank God for her, she told me, Brad, you have to pare this down so
Yeah, he
people,
was going a little off the
there
rails,
is so much going on.
and we only have so much time.
That's right. So we may have to break this up in a few parts because the eagle is so incredible. I would say the oldest known history about the fascination of the eagle goes beyond recorded history. From the Druids to the ancient Greeks to the Native Americans, they have all had incredibly unique stories about the eagle. And of course, nobody does it better than the group, the Eagles. So we're going to all have some fun with that today. And but the first thing is, look, I found this tattoo online, and I thought it was just magnificent. It showed the chief, and it has this soaring eagle that goes on the outside. And then let's go right into this.
Oh yeah.
This is on the side of a cuff bracelet, sterling, it was a pure silver bracelet, and that is a Thunderbird, which is a variety of, some would call it a mythical eagle.
Do we know what tribe this bracelet's from?
This one is from Navajo. Yeah,
It's
I did the research on.
Navajo Indian piece with an inlay of coral and turquoise.
Correct.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's really pretty, but explain them.
Yeah. So
What is it made out of? Just, what?
silver, and then it has turquoise, like the small turquoise right there. I don't know, like
All
the small
little
chips.
pieces, they're
Yeah.
like inlay.
Yeah, it's a mosaic form that's actually laid in there.
That's cool.
That's
And
nice.
then-
And what, the red is turquoise too? The
Coral.
orange? Coral?
Yeah.
Coral.
Wow.
The coral
But
color.
explain to him like what you told me today.
Yeah. So, well, I was gonna actually jump ahead a little
Oh,
bit.
okay, jump and then you'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out. So there they are,
Oh, I know those guys.
the gang.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my buddy in the red T-shirt,
Yeah.
Not bad.
Don Felder.
Oh, that is
Joe Walsh. I love Joe Walsh. I love. I've played with Joe several times in both conditions, but Don Felder. I'll tell you. My mother used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I will tell you that he's an incredibly good golfer.
Oh, good. I was actually going to ask you if you knew any of the Eagles or if you'd ever played with anybody from the Eagles.
Played with Joe. I played with Don Felder too.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Played golf and music.
Wow.
Yeah. Well.
Well, aren't you fancy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, a lot of people, when they look at the Navajo Thunderbird, just to go back to what Colby was talking about, the Thunderbird is technically a mythical animal, but it's associated with lightning and thunder. That's where it gets its name, Thunderbird. And oftentimes, many of the different tribes, especially Navajo, Zuni, many other nations, they look at the Thunderbird as this incredible spirit in the sky that we draw much from. Fear and strength and stability and all of these incredible attributes that the eagle and the Thunderbird share together. But what fascinated me is remember I told you today when I was on the phone, I said I kind of stumbled into something that I've been reading over many years and didn't understand the correlation between the two. And this is from a 17th century map, and this is called Aquila.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe this? Coincidence. Coincidence.
This is where my wife went to high school, Aquila. Their symbol was the
okay.
eagle.
How funny is that? Coincidence? I don't know. You be
But-
the judge.
Right. But here is Aquila. This is actually a star constellation. And that constellation coincides here. And do you see right up at the above top, there's a lightning bolt or a bolt up there?
It looks like a spear. Maybe I'm not seeing the right thing.
And then there's a person below the eagle that
Right.
has an archer's arrow. And so those are arrows,
Okay.
also known as thunderbolts of Zeus. See,
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Zeus. He's got some stuff going on, that
He's
dude.
got some tricks up his sleeve.
yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
And the funny thing is, the day that you told us, I guess it was last week, you said we were going to do the eagle, and I said, oh, we have eagles that come and land in the yard all the time. That was the next morning.
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
That was the next morning. We were sitting up back with Remy, and this sucker just came and
Landed
right up there. Like, yeah, okay, I know you
Stayed
heard
up
you
there
were,
for a
I heard you
while.
were talking about me.
Stayed up there for
That's
about
because
5
this
minutes.
month is for the birds.
That's
and
right.
the birds know.
They know.
It's in the air. So show them
Yeah.
this.
So this is actually a coin that was minted during the rule of Alexander the Great, 323 to 336 BC.
Wow.
And if you notice, Zeus, and that's the picture of Zeus, is holding an eagle in his arm
Ah,
or on his hand.
Yeah, I see that. Sure.
About a few years after Alexander the Great's death, there's this guy Ptolemy. He too put an eagle on his coin, and you can see even more so in detail there. This particular eagle, he actually had a name. It is Atos Dios.
Wait a minute. Ptolemy, is that Cleopatra's brother?
Yes, bingo, winner.
Ding, ding, ding,
Very
ding, ding, ding,
impressive.
ding, ding.
What was the deal with him that he had his own coin?
Well, he took up the reins, or one of the kings that took up the reins after Alexander the Great suddenly died. And you can just, let's put it in perspective. Alexander the Great, at the time of his passing, it was the largest conglomerate of nations under one flag ever. And he conquered the world as he knew it. He had done more, and it just went through Asia and everything. I mean, this guy went everywhere. And when he died, there was obviously a splinter effect of how many people could grab the throne. Ptolemy was one of the strongest ones to pull it off.
And which was the Caesar that was it Caesar Augustus that fashioned himself after Alexander the Great, or was it Julius Caesar?
It was Julius.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Julius. And, many people tried. But, the one thing that all of those emperors after Alexander the Great failed to do is have his charisma. He was known for being such a charismatic person. One of my favorite stories of Alexander the Great is always the Gordian knot. And that is, there was this town of Gordia, and they had this entwined knot. In fact, some people say that this is what inspired some of the King Arthur tales, because the knot was to say, if you can untie and unravel this knot, that person should be able to go into the gates of Lower Asia and be smart enough to take it over. And it was quite the knot. I mean, it was...
What was it made out of?
It was a twined knot. It was like, have you ever gotten, when someone gets a knot in their chain and you can't get it out?
All the
Imagine
time.
that the size of like that, it's a town square. You can't get through it. And Alexander the Great went up and looked at it, and he drew his sword and hacked it in half. And there the knot was untied.
There you go.
And this scene,
I like a man who gets to the point.
and that's what it is. Although uniquely enough, his chronicle at the time, because everyone had chronicles at that time, the chronicle did not write it down that way because he felt that that was not flattering. He was supposed to untie the knot. So there was some discrepancy, but really history has shown Alexander the Great was kind of a no bullshit kind of guy, and he would have cut the knot with the sword. Where that brings us, yes. In fact, if you notice up in the crest of, on the right-hand crest of it, you can actually read Ptolemy's name right on that side. And then, you know, this is interesting. There's like a small alpha and omega there.
That's the omega is the one that looks like the Gucci,
Omicron.
the Gucci thing.
Yeah, exactly, Gucci thing. And if you notice what the eagle is standing on looks like a rod, and that rod is actually Zeus's thunderbolts.
Wanna hear
Wow.
something weird?
Wow. What?
2 different viewers that are watching the show have cats named Zeus.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love cats. We're big Cats fans.
We have a cat.
Right.
Mary Richardson
Yeah.
has one
Named Zeus.
named Zeus, and Brenda has one named Zeus. Yeah. Isn't
How
that
about
weird?
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to go back. You remember in the very beginning when we started talking, I said that in the Native American Navajo bird, well, a lot of the native birds of the Thunderbird is related to lightning. And I found that to be an interesting coincidence. Again, we have the lightning with the Greek forms over a few thousand years ago, and then we have before recorded time in history, lightning with the Native American. It's interesting that this bird has had such a powerful belief or powerful imprint on us, because think about what scares people more than anything is lightning. I mean, let's face it, if you've ever had a bolt come next to you, you do not need to be reminded to move. So let's see.
It's interesting the fact that you have so much time and distance between these two cultures, and they had the similar concepts in their beliefs and drawings and mythology with eagles. Interesting. Anyway, go ahead.
So, you know, back to rock. One of my favorite songs from Iron Maiden, I love to work out to this song, Flight of Icarus. And, you know, a lot of people, they hear this song and they have absolutely no idea what it's about. And eagles are a big deal about this song. You know, when the song was written, here, let's go to this. This is on the album cover where they've got, you see this little character here, Eddie? You know, the guy with the flamethrower?
I know Eddie.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. In this particular version of the story, Eddie goes up to Icarus and shoots him with a flamethrower to burn his wings to have him fall to the earth. It was pretty shitty. But the interpretation of it is Eddie was the hand of fate. That Icarus had to fulfill his fate and have his wings burn off. Because on the way down, in fact, there's actually something called an Icarus syndrome, where people will build themselves up in life and then F something up so horribly bad because they just can't handle it, whatever the stress. And on the way down, they enjoy this feeling of this terrible destruction of their own life.
Wow.
But they enjoy it?
I know those people.
No, but the story goes, before the Iron Maiden kind of rewrote their own story, is the actual story of Icarus is about Daedalus, which was he was the mythic greatest constructioner and architect of Greek history. He created the Great Labyrinth. He created he created the suit that someone wore that was so convincing of what's the Minotaur.
Oh, the Minotaur.
Yeah, that wound up creating the Minotaur as a child, and they had to lock this thing in, and that's why he had to create this labyrinth to hide him,
Oh, to
to house the Minotaur, because he was uncontrollable.
Wow.
And because of this, Daedalus said, you know what, you and your son are going to this island, you're stuck right off of Crete. And Daedalus said, you know, I think I can get us off this island. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest all of the eagle's feathers, and I'm going to stick them together with glue. And that glue is going to be made of like wax and honey. And I'm going to be able to pull this off. I just know it. So this is what he did, is he created these gorgeous wings, and he told his son Icarus, now here's the deal. Don't fly too low, because you're going to sink and fall into the water. Can't handle it. But if you fly too high, your wings are going to burn up, and all the feathers are going to go, and you're going to die. So kind of fly in the middle, which really was like an Aesop's fable, you know, one of these stories to have a life of moderation. And that's what his father was trying to tell, impart his wisdom of, you know, take it easy. Enjoy the flight, but take it easy. Well, Icarus couldn't handle that. Icarus had to fly to the sun. It was too much fun. And on the way down, he enjoyed the ride down. Because what else are you going to do?
Wow, yeah, Daedalus,
Wait,
is
did
that
it die?
Daedalus? Am I thinking of the same person?
Daedalus. Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure of how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced enough different ways to where I think people know who I am if they Googleize it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was thinking of the right,
Okay.
the right person.
He
What?
enjoyed himself on the way down, but did he like die?
Oh, yes.
Because the sun, he got too close to the sun.
Yeah, and burned up
And
the
he burned.
wax, and then he wound up splatting on the water. And his father wound up naming an island in which was right next to where he died is Icarus Island.
Ah.
Interesting. Now, well, I mean, not to get off topic, but did you hear? There was a scientific convention in Sweden, and these two blondes walked in, and they said, "We're going to fly to the sun. We're going to be the first people to go to the sun." And all the scientists were laughing, and they said, "You know what? We know. You think we're blonde. You think we're stupid. We're not stupid. We're going to go at night."
Okay.
You never know what comes from the mind of Steve.
We never know.
They're gonna fly at night.
They're
That way they
going to go at night so they don't burn up.
That's right.
It's very, very good. I like
Yeah,
it.
They
fun.
must have known about Icarus.
So,
Yeah.
what,
That brings us to America. What's interesting is almost every nation has utilized the eagle somehow in their form. In Mexico, they use the eagle on their coinage and also their state bills and state seals. But that's actually is utilized from the Aztec nations. The Aztec, they looked at the eagle much like we do, with great respect. And what's interesting here is, we've all seen this on the $1 bill, but we rarely ever see it colorized. A lot of people don't look at us, because America is so very young, we really don't have heraldic crests, like the crest that you'd see over in Europe and in Germany and, all that. But this is our crest. And a lot of people don't understand some of the unique meanings behind this crest and the purpose of the crest. And I actually, since I was a little kid, I've kind of studied it. So I really am fascinated with it because I think not just by symbol, but by meaning, it offers great vision. The eagle, that's what it possesses, is great vision. It can see much further than our sight can normally give us. This eagle, the way it's shown here, it has some unique features. Number one, in one hand, it has 13 arrows. Those are the weapons of war. On the other hand, it has the olive branch with 13 leaves.
I see. I caught the 13 stars, but I didn't catch the leaves and arrows.
Wow.
colonies.
It was for the 13.
Yeah, and not only that, but what's interesting is we look at what's called a field of stars up in the very top. That's the stars, like the cloud thing above the eagle. Imagine if you were to look into the night sky and you were to see a cluster of stars. That is what it represents, is on this constellation, we take this vision of flight. And there are many interpretations of this, and we actually will get to it later, but there are unique cosmological significance of that 13 star cluster. But the ribbon that the eagle is holding says E pluribus unum, meaning from many comes one. You know, we can do a lot when we work together. Are we perfect? No. Do we try to attain enlightenment? And that is why the bald eagle was selected, is because the white shows that, you know, the enlightenment of the mind. We're trying. Doesn't mean we are perfect, but we are trying to have that ever, you know, passion for perfection for ourselves. And, you know, the shield of that's in front of our national bird symbol is unfinished. If you notice, it has stripes, but it doesn't have stars in it because it's unfinished.
They were
Constantly in evolution.
Right.
The page is left blank intentionally. And
That's interesting.
blue is the color, the only color that can hold the sun, moon, and stars at one time. You know, if you ever look at the sky, sometimes you can have all of it in one shot.
Yeah.
Blue is the only color that can do it. And, you know, that is just a pinch of what can be gleaned available from this. But, you know, I was telling Colby this morning, I was reading, again, as we all know, Brad loves history. I was reading some history about George Washington. And, you know, I know we have really complicated times about what we view of people from the past. Let's simplify it a little bit. The country was born out of great grit and violence because many things happened this way. I mean, it wasn't like we were getting off easy from any side of the fence. We had to establish base in order for it to happen. But there was vision that we could make it better for other people, for all people to eventually have equality. And that was really the vision of this great seal that was made in 1782.
1782.
Yeah,
And the significance of the 13 is for the 13 colonies?
Precisely, the 13 colonies. But also, you know, there are some other unique coincidences. You know, the old fight of Thermopylae, where there were 300 Spartan warriors? You ever hear of this?
Yes,
Did you
I
know
have.
that, well, you know, that's how the Marines got their name. You know, George Washington saw that there were Marines working, and he needed armament and people. There were 300. That was the magic number. So,
I forget that exact 300. I just was reading something or watching something about the 300, and it had some, man, this is where I start to, you know, get faded on it, but it was 300 troops that held off. You know the story that I'm talking about back in, I think it was Alexander the Great's time or somebody's time, the 300.
That was to hold off the Persian battle, the Persian army that was numered. Some say 50,000, some say 100, some say 300. I've seen 1,000,000. Let's just say they were grotesquely outnumbered.
Right.
And the 300, you know, the 300 Spartans that stood their ground under the rule of King Leonidas. King Leonidas. If it wasn't for that, the arc of history would absolutely have been different. Some say good, some say bad. Doesn't matter. Those 300, much history is written about, and good reasons.
Can you finish what you were going to say earlier about how George Washington and when they wrote the Declaration of Independence and the vision? Go ahead. He had something, and I thought it was important.
Well, you know, as we all know, there at the time of the country's early beginnings, there was slavery, there was mistreatment of people. But the real vision was to have what we have closer now. Is it perfect? No, but we do have freedom of choice, freedom of life. And, you know,
You told me about how it takes time.
exactly. And that's one of the reasons why the bird, our magnificent bird, check this out, was chosen because, you know, with this great strength, span, and sight that it has. And let's talk about the sight of these guys for 1 minute. They could be on top of a building that's 10 stories tall, and they can observe with their stereoscopic, literal scopic eyes, they can observe an ant on the floor.
Wow.
But it's true.
There is a saying, if you think you are being watched by an eagle, you were watched by them several minutes before.
Ah,
It's
hence eagle eye. Yeah.
it has eagle eye. You know, another thing that's interesting about their eyesight is they're one of the few animals that have not only color perception like us, but greater perception. They see more colors than we do in many respects. They can see ultraviolet light and even infrared, and that's one of the reasons why they're capable of getting animals low level lighting. They can also get animals when they're, you know, flying through trees. They can lock on and never ever miss.
Wow.
And they're
That's
outstanding
amazing.
for that.
I mean, I know they're amazing. I've seen them, you know, in several different. In fact, I'll tell you a very interesting my eagle encounter when we were doing. Did you see the two eagles fighting in the road on the news
Yeah.
today, by any chance?
What?
Are you serious?
I thought they
Two
weren't
bald
here.
eagles. I don't know where they were, but it was on our news.
They were on
They
the
they were
road.
locked into each one another.
Well,
on the,
I will
ground.
tell you. I was going to talk about this. These two are locked in, engaged in battle. What's interesting is the one with the kind of the non-defined coloring, the one on the top, is a juvenile.
Yeah, immature.
And-
yeah.
And he was attacking from above the mature. And what's interesting, the mature saw it out of the back of its head and did a spiral and wound up spinning this guy on his ass into the water like
Wow.
nothing, and wound up humiliating that one. And that's what it is. There is, you know, they have an entire world of aerial combat, and they even do something called a death spiral when they mate. When they mate, it is the wildest thing in history and mystery. They fly, I'm not exaggerating, somewhere around 10 to 15,000 feet up, meet up with their partner, and have the most unbelievable partnership in history, because they literally will spin like a helicopter on the way down. And sometimes they'll make it, sometimes they won't. It's unbelievable. When they do have a successful passing, they mate for life. And that is another reason why this bird earns our respect. In fact, it wasn't that long ago that the eagle was really in tough shape. In 1974, the EPA was created, and one of their first order of business was to protect our large species. And what they did is they made DDT, which is a chemical for, you know, killing, you know,
Yeah.
insects and everything. Well, it wound up putting an incredible misery on all birds of prey. And since this has been eliminated and protected, we've been able to bring these guys back, and they are really good. In fact, there's this place called Unalaska in Alaska. I know, so strange. They have the largest number of eagles per capita. It's like 600 eagles per mile.
Wow.
There's only 7 miles to the place, right?
Right, but there's a shitload, and there's. But here's where it gets interesting. Everyone's like, "Well, why do they have so many like eagles? What's the deal?" Well, that's where most of our fish come from, because the fishermen go in there, and the fish are absolutely abundant, and they just pick off, and it's an incredible balance of an ecosystem of eagles and people. And, you know, some have a tough time with it, but most people really on Alaska, they observe the greatness of these birds, and protect their small animals because they will pick them
That's
up.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I'll tell you, I have an eagle story, a good eagle story. If you remember, and I'm sure you remember at least part of it, 9/11, we all remember. But if you recall, in October, during the World Series that year, there was an American bald eagle that flew from the top of the stadium before every game.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Bits and pieces. Tell
I
me
don't
more.
know.
Okay, his name was Challenger, and he flew out from the top of Yankee Stadium or wherever it was to the guy, to the trainer's arm. And when we did the 9/11 concert at Madison Square Garden, I was walking in with John, and the security at that place, it was all cops and firemen all over the place, and we had the first hologram passes. It was just incredible things. And everybody says to me, who's the coolest person you met? McCartney, Mick Jagger, blah, 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 blah. And the coolest person that I met wasn't a person. It was that bird. It was Challenger. And the guy was standing, the guy who's, of course I know the bird's name, I don't know the guy's name, was at the artist entrance where you got your credentials, you picked up your credentials, and he was there. Huge bird, amazing. And I said, I said to the guy, "Can I touch him? I don't want to get killed." And he said, "Yeah, just stroke him right down the middle of his back." And I ran my it was so you could feel the power of this bird, and he was just cool, and his eyes and his beak and his feet were so bright yellow. I've never seen anything like it before or since.
How cool. What a great story.
He was just incredible. Challenger, was his name, and he was just hanging out, looking around, like, okay.
That's awesome.
That's a special bird.
Their wingspan is like 7 to 7.5 feet in length.
Amazing.
I mean, you start grasping that. That's just unbelievable. The majestic power. They can carry an animal up to between 4 and 12 pounds, depending on factors. So
Wow.
they're outstanding.
That's amazing.
And,
Well,
that's our eagle.
We're gonna get the little that's here. That means we're running out of time.
A little eagle. It's an eagle.
Wait, there was one. One last one. I want to. Oh yeah, this. I forgot to show you one last one. Sorry about that. Steve Miller.
Oh yeah.
I like
an eagle. And
Yeah.
I forgot. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to bring that up and about the American Eagle is because in this song, a portion of the concept was, American benevolence, what we can be if we choose to be. We can feed the kids, we can feed the children, we can put shoes on their feet, we can take care of each other if we find a way to choose to. And that is, and work together. And the mantra of tick tock all the way through is, as we're talking right now, time is moving into the future. So we can talk about it, but we need plan to help each other and time to make change that sometimes we can't see on our own.
But that's what we were talking about earlier about when they started to write the Declaration of Independence. They weren't perfect. They had things going on in the country that maybe
Messy and
ugly, but they knew that and they were wanting to move past it, so they wrote it as all men are created equal.
But now it's all people,
right?
And it goes to everyone now. So it's it's a beautiful evolution. I love the bird, and I love what it means, and I love that you let me talk about it tonight.
Oh man, no, I love it. I'll tell you what I love, that Benjamin Franklin wasn't the one that got to pick our bird, because that.
Yeah, he was turkey.
Otherwise, we would turkeys.
Speaking of turkey,
Angus.
guess who's here? Hey, there he is. So are we? Are we going to continue the Eagle next week? Is that because this is?
No, I think we'll come up with something, but we'll come up with something fun. I haven't made the plan yet, but we'll come back to this maybe some time ago.
because we didn't talk about the fabulous Thunderbirds.
That's true.
We didn't talk about the lyrics to Stormy Monday, which says the eagle
That's right.
flies on Friday, Saturday I go out to play. So there's all kinds of eagle stuff, but man, this is always brilliant.
Well, we were talking earlier, and I said Brad had so much he wanted to talk about, and I'm like, you only have so much time. So he says we'll do more later. So I said, yeah, narrow it down, and
We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
We'll fly back around.
yeah.
I think we're going to have to start a little earlier. That's all. We'll just start at 5 after, and then we can be late with even more time.
All right, man. Love you
Because
guys.
you can't get through all this stuff. It's so incredibly interesting,
yeah.
and I love the tie-in between the Greeks and it's amazing. This is always fascinating. Are the people? Can I get some love from? I'm seeing
Yeah,
lots of hearts and thumbs
yeah.
up from the people.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much.
hey, man, thank you, because this is
If anybody
really.
has any questions
Oh,
in
yeah.
the future, like write them in so we'll know what they are. We'll answer them on the next show.
Yep. We'll work on anything you guys want me to.
Yeah, make suggestions because Brad's an open book.
Sounds good. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm bringing some color for Christmas.
Oh, yay. Take care, man. Bye, Angus.
All right, guys.
See you later. Good to see you again.
Fantastic.
That was good. That was good. I watched almost the whole thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And those fighting eagles were in Minnesota.
Oh, well, okay. Fighting, yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah.
2 eagles on the ground, and there's a guy gonna try and separate the 2 eagles.
Oh,
Not a good idea.
that's okay.
Yeah, get a
We'll
hose.
take off with them.
So, it looked like it's kind of chilly up where you are.
Yeah. It's
It
what's up
is. Yeah,
you-
it's a little chilly. Yeah, it's probably like 55.
Wow.
It's chilly down here, so I
Yeah,
think,
I thought maybe you were going to get in a grunge band or something.
No. I like it. Franny gave this to me for Christmas, I think. I don't know.
It's very
Okay,
nice.
very
I always
nice.
like flannel shirts. I don't know. I like them. But I don't know. Do I have time for a short joke?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, sure.
Okay. I was trying to find a good one. I think this is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. All right. There's this old man, okay? And he was driving out 2:00 in the morning. He was driving. The police pulled him over. It's like 2:00 in the morning. And the police says, "Where are you going at this time of night?" And he says, the man replies, he says, "I'm on my way to attend a lecture about gambling, hookers, alcohol abuse, and the effects it has on the human body, as well as smoking and staying out late." And the cop says, "Really? Who's giving a lecture like that at this time of night?" And the guy says, "That would be my wife."
Oh, okay.
That was good. It was a good short one.
Did I tell you the new drummer joke that Chris Entwistle told me
Yes.
about the savings bond? I
Hey,
did.
Wait, did you? No, tell it again.
What's the difference between a savings bond and a drummer? Eventually, the savings bond will mature and earn money.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
good. That's a
Yeah,
good
all
one.
good.
Oh man. Okay, so are you ready for this
We are ready.
We're
week
ready.
that
I'm
started
ready.
out so nuts? All right. Well, tomorrow night is the brother of a guest that we had on. I don't know if, last week or the week before. I can't think now. Everything runs into each other these days.
Yes, it does.
David Gillis's brother, the guy from Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Gillis.
Oh, Gillis. Yeah, he was Tuesday.
Dave Gillis was last
Yeah.
Tuesday.
All right. Well, this Tuesday is his brother Jeff, who also played in Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Oh, okay.
And
That's a nice looking bass too.
it is. Yeah, it's a music man.
It is a music. I was going to say, but I've never seen one with an arch top like that.
No, I have neither. But
I'll
I
talk
saw-
to him about it.
I saw some other pictures of him playing a black one, just like mine.
All these talented brothers.
Yeah.
But he's
brother.
He's also played with Phoebe Snow and Ronnie Spector.
Oh, I love Phoebe Snow. Rest in peace. She was a good friend.
Was she?
Yeah, I
What?
used to see her all the time in New York. Yeah, she was great.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But I think he's gonna be I think he's gonna be real good, real friendly guy, very talkative, a lot like his brother.
Yeah.
That's
really
good. No, that's good. It'll be fun to have him. It's interesting. Is that Mark Hudson in the background with the sunglasses on? Kidding. I know.
It kind of looks like him.
There's no color in the beard.
No, no color.
Uh, but all right, on Wednesday night, oh boy, on Wednesday night is a guitar player, singer Rich Verge. As you can see from the picture, he lives in Aruba now.
I can tell that's Aruba from the picture.
Yeah, I guess.
Nah, I
No,
can't.
you can't.
No, that's and he's playing an interesting guitar. That's
That's
335,
Is it
355.
335? I don't know. It is a Gibson. I can't. It doesn't say anything on the headstock except for Gibson. But he was from a Jersey band during the heyday of the 70s and early 80s called Badlands.
I remember hearing of Badlands. I think.
Another popular band. Now, I don't think I've ever seen them, but for some reason, I'm thinking they did a lot of Springsteen. I don't know, maybe because of the song Badlands. I don't know, but we got him from Mousy.
Oh, Mousy. I
Yeah,
tell you
she's
what.
in the room tonight.
Oh, she's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Mousy.
And I'm having a little bit of a hard time communicating with him because we're communicating through that
Through WhatsApp.
that WhatsApp, which I'm
Boy, is
just
he gonna be able to handle the Zoom thing?
he's never Zoomed before, but
Penny can do it.
Yeah, Lenny can do it. Where is he? He's in Aruba.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
In
Aruba.
Antigua.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get it worked out.
Lenny is further than he is, right?
Yeah.
On the map.
I think
he was
so, yeah.
further south. Okay. Thursday's gonna be a real surprise, Mike. Thursday, we have like this, I'll get this right. Kristen Capolino. All right.
Ah.
Female guitarist. She's the one that we seen one of her videos already when we had drummer Mike Sarantino on
Oh, right. She's yeah.
from Daryl's house. Yeah, her. She's phenomenal. But her father, who's her manager, Keith, is also a real gentleman, real healthy. Sent me a lot of stuff on her. There's going to be a lot of information there. A lot of people she's played with already, including Al DiMignola.
Well, then she must be serious.
But here's a picture, and she's endorsed. She's got a lot of endorsements. Give me a second here.
El Di Mendola?
No.
Al DiMignola.
Dimiola. D-I.
Okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's from my tell she's endorsed.
M-E-O-L-A.
She's endorsed by Gibson, Epiphone, PRS guitars, Diodario strings. Got a bunch of endorsements.
I was going to ask if that was a real Flying V.
Yes, I think it is because I seen another picture and I looked on the headstock and it said Gibson on it. Now, I want to show this picture here of Kristen because that is Paul Reed Smith in the background.
Yeah, PRS. Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the night that she jumped up on stage and played with Al DiMignola. And that's Paul Reed Smith's reaction to her playing.
Yeah, I recognize Paul.
Yeah. So you've met Paul before too?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yep.
Great. But I think that's gonna be a real great show too.
I think it's gonna be
I'll
a
tell you
great
what,
day.
I think, not to get off on a tangent, but and it's interesting because that's a Les Paul shape. But I think that the shape of the PRSs, just the regular one, is the most innovative shape. Everybody's playing Strat copies, and I love Strats, my favorite guitar. Tellys, and even Paul made the Les Paul mount. But his shape, that shape of that body, man, that's the coolest new shape. I get since the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, people have tried different things before, different, guitar companies. It just didn't work, but that works really
Yeah,
well.
his thing, yeah, it works big time. And amazing thing about his guitars is a lot of country guys play him now. New country guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. But that's it. It should be an interesting week. Should be a fun week again.
Okay, I have one more drummer joke for you.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I gotta get it right.
Okay.
It's backwards.
Yes.
You see what it says?
Yes. It's zildjian.
Right. It's a money clip.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
What, that it's empty?
Yeah.
No, that it's a money clip at all.
We're giving drummers money clips.
Yeah. Oh no, well, it looks like we're gonna have a good week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good week. All right.
Excellent. You did good.
Yeah.
Laura Richardson said,
With some help from Mousy there.
stars.
Hey, listen, we can have what?
You have your star.
Oh, I gotta rock the stars. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, Mousy, man, she's been coming up with some winners.
Yeah, she has. She has been coming up with a lot of people. They're
I'm
not
gonna give
done
her
yet.
Credit at the end of the show.
All right. I will talk to you guys later. Okay.
Okay.
I think everybody's like going to sleep.
Yeah, I think
early now.
everybody's going to sleep early now,
Yeah,
so that's okay.
They're like at 9 o'clock. It feels like 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm ready for bed. I'm gonna go
All
eat.
right.
Place me to go to bed.
Yeah.
I will
us
talk to
too.
you. See you later.
All right.
See you, Lori.
Thank you, bro. I'll talk to you. I have stuff to share with you. I'm dying. Never heard back from Charlie Cal, but I have stuff to tell you.
All right, great. Can't wait. See
All
you
right,
later.
I'll call you after dinner. See ya. And wow, how cool is this? I love it. I love our show. I love these people. I love Brad and Colby. I'm so glad that we're doing that segment.
We love Angus.
We love Angus. And so don't forget, next Monday, here it is, it's this.
That's right. And
Right.
tomorrow night we have bass player Jeff Gillis.
Right,
from
Jeff
Blood,
Gillis.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Brother of Dave Gillis. No, you didn't cut me off. Don't worry about it.
What?
Angus is asking if you cut me off. No, that's okay. No, you did good. And hey, listen, we're keeping it pretty close to an hour. It's tough for us because we talk like, but that's why we're here. So, as I like to say, if I don't see you in the future, see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.